Well, here we are again. Cornishman Day. Weather not so good, is it? Coming on autumnal now, what they just say. Winter's coming in. But there we are. Stay in or do a bit of shopping or whatever, and then you'll be all right. I got finished off my bit of gardening now and shut down the allotment now for the winter. So a few jobs to do. Anyhow, I hope you're all right and keep safe. It's going to be all right. Say be positive, all right? Now, this here one, I'm going to do one here today by Liz Arman. Well, the great Liz Arman, really. This one's called Sick Visitors. I had the flu and I lay sick in my bed. I was aching all over from my toe to my head. Then my friends came to see how I was doing, and when they all went, I felt like a ruin. The first to come was Mary Jane. "Hello," she said. "Here, I got some pain. Going down through my cheens, and you'll never believe it, I can find nothing at all that seems to relieve it. Still, I must suffer in silence and not make a fuss. Oh, look, here's Emily, just come off the bus." Said Emily, "I must say you're looking all right. As for me, I tell 'ee I was up half the night, feeling all wished and with a pain in the belly, while my legs, they seemed to be made of jelly." Then in comes Agnes, with a woeful expression. "I'm feeling mortal. I got this here depression. That comes when I've a lot of housework to do. You ought to be thankful you've only got flu." Said Edith, "I'm under the doctor 'cause I can't breathe. When I run for the bus, how my bosoms do heave. He says to lose weight, but you know that's absurd. He'd know I pick at my food like a bird. Is that a box of chocolates there in your reach? Pass me the coffee cream, and then I'll try peach. And perhaps I'll have a biscuit or two. Oh, I nearly forgot. What's the matter with you?" And so they sat happily all around my bed, comparing their complaints, till someone said, "My soul, look at the time. Come, girls, we must fly. We've a hectic night at WI. We're having a disco with all sorts of dancing. We'll need all our strength for the jogging, jigging and prancing." So each of them rose to depart like a shot, the various illnesses quite forgot. To each I did say, "You've cheered me no end. I'm sure that tomorrow I'll be on the mend. Thank you for coming." I called weak from my bed, then thankfully turned over and covered my head. "Now, if you're ever sick and I come to see you, I promise I won't talk of when I had the flu." Thank you, Liz. Now another one again now by David Prowse. This one's called Chance Discovery. I knew he had problems, but there was nothing I could do, till I found the four-leaf clover in the glossy morning dew. "Here, take it, friend," I told him. "I've already one at home. I hope it brings you fortune and some luck to call your own." He fetched a diary from his pocket, bound impressively in black, and he neatly laid the clover with the pages open back. Then he closed it and replaced it with a twinkle in his eye. The way things are," he muttered, "I'll give anything a try." Yet nothing seemed to happen as the days turned into weeks. No sudden escalations from the foothills to the peaks. And, without a change of circumstance on provincial wings, we forgot the four-leaf clover in the daily course of things. It was late in September when the tide began to turn. Small and subtle minor changes served to lessen his concern. There was gradual improvement, just an inkling, then a trace, till the smiles of last outnumbered worry lines upon his face. Then he came to me one morning with a broad and beaming grin, and relief upon his lips to match the sentiment within. "It's good to be alive," said my rejuvenated friend. "You know that clover took its time, and yet it got there in the end." With exaggerated flourishes, he reached inside his coat and opened up his diary with its clover antidote. Then he stopped in hesitation, his complexion turning grey, as he quietly inquired of me, "What date are we today?" "Oh, October the 7th, I told him. "Yes, I thought so," he replied. And he turned the book towards me with the dates upon the side. And when the clover rested, flattened neatly in its bed, on that page he picked it so randomly. October 7th, it said. Was it chance or pure coincidence? Dismiss it if you dare. I prefer to think there's comfort and question here to share. Is it nature's way of saying, when our chins are on the ground, that somewhere in the meadow there is magic to be found? Thank you again.